As the first light of dawn pierced through the gray, rain-soaked clouds, Emma sat at her kitchen table, staring blankly at the array of papers scattered before her. Bills, rejection letters, and overdue notices formed a depressing collage of her recent failures. Just a month ago, she had been full of hope, starting a new job in a city that promised endless opportunities. Now, everything seemed to be falling apart. Her dream job had turned into a nightmare. The company she joined went bankrupt within weeks, leaving her unemployed and with a lease on a pricey apartment she could no longer afford. Friends who had once been supportive had drifted away, too caught up in their own lives to notice her struggles. Emma felt isolated, overwhelmed, and on the verge of giving up. Feeling the weight of her despair, Emma decided to clear her head. She grabbed her coat and headed out, the cold rain biting at her skin as she walked aimlessly through the empty streets. Usually bustling with energy, the city felt as desolate as her spirit. Lost in her thoughts, Emma didn't notice the old woman until she almost bumped into her. Small and weathered, the woman looked up with kind eyes and a gentle smile. "Are you all right, dear?" she asked. Surprised by the stranger's concern, Emma nodded, although she felt all right. She admitted that she was just going through a tough time. The woman nodded understandingly. "I know it feels like the world is against you right now, but sometimes, when nothing goes your way, it's because you are being redirected to something better." She gestured to a nearby bench, and they sat down together. Emma sighed, feeling a tear escape her eye. "It's hard to believe that. Everything is just so hard." The woman reached into her bag and pulled out a small, worn book. "Here," she said, handing it to Emma. "This book helped me through the most challenging times of my life. Maybe it can help you, too." Emma took the book titled, "When the World Says No, Find Your Yes." She thanked the woman, who gave her one last comforting smile before walking away. In her apartment, Emma sat by the window with the book in her hands. The rain had stopped, and the first hints of sunlight broke through the clouds. She opened the book and began to read. The book was a collection of stories about people who had faced overwhelming odds and still found a way to persevere. One story was about a man who lost his job and home, but found purpose in helping others. Another was about a woman battling a severe illness and becoming more robust and more grateful for life. Each story conveyed hope, resilience, and the power of perspective. Inspired, Emma decided she needed to change her approach. Instead of focusing on what was wrong, she looked for opportunities to grow and find new paths. She made a list of small, achievable goals, updated her resume, contacted contacts for job leads, volunteered at a local shelter, and reconnected with old friends. Over the next few weeks, Emma dedicated herself to her new plan. She spent hours each day applying for jobs, attending networking events, and volunteering. Working at the shelter brought her unexpected joy. Helping others gave her a sense of purpose and fulfillment she hadn't felt in a long time. Her efforts began to pay off. She received an invitation for an interview at a reputable company that was impressed by her diverse skill set and resilience. The interview went well, and a few days later, she received an offer. It wasn't her dream job, but a step in the right direction. Emma also rekindled old friendships and built new ones through her volunteer work. She found a supportive community that lifted her spirits and gave her a sense of belonging. Slowly but surely, her life began to take a positive turn. One sunny afternoon, as she sat in a park with her new friends, laughing and sharing stories, Emma realized how far she had come. The darkness that once clouded her mind had lifted, replaced by hope and determination. She thought back to the old woman and her wise words. Sometimes, when nothing goes your way, you are being redirected to something better. Emma's journey wasn't over, and she knew more challenges ahead. But she had learned to embrace the detours and trust that every setback was an opportunity in disguise. With renewed faith in herself and the future, she was ready to face whatever came her way. Emma smiled as the sun set, casting a golden glow over the city. She had found her way not despite the obstacles, but because of them. The path to success and happiness wasn't a straight line, but a winding road filled with lessons and unexpected joys. She was grateful for that. You may feel completely isolated, like a victim, especially when things are going wrong due to factors outside of your control. However, this can happen to anyone, even someone as successful as Oprah Winfrey. During her speech at the 2013 Harvard commencement ceremonies, Oprah told a crowd of graduating students, "At some point, you are bound to stumble. You will, at some point, fall. And when you do, I want you to remember this. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction." Often, things do not go our way because we spend too much time thinking about how we want things to be instead of taking action to make them happen. If we are consistent, resourceful, and dedicated toward our goals, we will eventually attain what we truly want as long as we work towards it. Remember that sometimes it's not about you. Nothing you did or do will change that. Try to focus on small victories in your favor. They could be a highlight, a step forward, or a glimpse out of the tunnel, even if the exit still seems far away. Appreciate when someone acknowledges your efforts. Your effort can never be taken away from you, so celebrate the attempt. There's always something to toast to. It boosts and reminds you that the details are as important, if not more. I understand the feeling of when everything seems to be going wrong. We have all experienced that at some point. It can be disheartening, frustrating, and even debilitating, but it's important to remember that what you're going through is only temporary. It won't last forever. Remember, even when you give your best effort, things may not go as planned. You cannot always predict outcomes, and blaming yourself is not a path to success. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.